quite know what to do. Whoa!
Not at the moment. And no! Missing with the elbow. Virtual silence in this capacity crowd. They're stunned.
Nerderotic.com.
Gina Carano. I love Gina Carano, so I'm going to watch it because I love Gina Carano. I forgot to... Merry Christmas, Gina Carano, by the way.
She is awesome.
She is awesome. But no, it's got a lot of problems. It does. But they're story problems. They're like normal problems. They're not identity politics. Yeah, there was a girl power scene. Yeah. In the moment you want to...
Hey man, hot take. I think that was the best of the three, being The Boys, that one, and Endgame. The Endgame one was embarrassing. The Boys, I felt, don't know how everyone feels on this, was The Boys was like, hey, you know what Endgame did? Pretty lame. We're not going to do it. And then they did it. And I was like, okay. And then, of course, this one did it, but it was completely supported. There's no reason why they couldn't. And they didn't lampshade it. They just like, this is some girls shooting some stormtroopers. All right. That's all it is.
Yeah,
like, all right,
I didn't have a problem with that. The only problem I had is you're trying to establish Boba Fett as a badass, and you had him get kind of his ass whooped.
Whip his ass. That final episode, I didn't like that one very much at all until Luke came in, and then they got me with Luke. But that entire episode, I felt was very boring. It felt like Terminator episode, kind of. I mean, it was strange. Mando being stupid as always, turning his back on Moff Gideon to go pick up Baby Yoda. Like, he's just so dumb sometimes.
Moronic.
But then the Luke moment, I will gladly forgive the shit episode because that moment was amazing. So.
You have 8 episodes a season, so if you don't do anything with them, people are going to complain that they're filler and doing nothing. And if you put them in here, then you've got people going, well, they're just jangling keys. They have to advance stuff.
But you can jangle keys while supporting it. You can support... Vader in Rogue One was jangling keys, but it was supported by the narrative. There was a reason he was there.
Yeah, well, that was more key jangling because they actually used Vader completely incorrectly.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, my issue with that...
Vader's not the person that does the donkey work.
Bullshit.
He
wasn't the first Star Wars
donkey work. He's not the first man there.
Vader's feared throughout the galaxy. He doesn't do that just by talking to people in different ways.
But in A New Hope, it's when they board the ship, it's the stormtroopers that come on first and Vader comes on last.
Yeah, but he was rushing in Rogue One. In this, it was a boarding party.
Yeah.
I view the Vader scene in Rogue One and the Luke scene very similar. I feel that it makes people, and again, just for the episode of that Mandalorian, because I like a lot of the other stuff that the Mandalorian's done, but that episode and Rogue One, I did not like either one of those leading up to those moments. And then you see that moment, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then the carryover into how it leads into, with Princess Leia and everything, that is similar to what happened with the Mandalorian season 2. I think everybody else thinks that episode from start to finish was great. I didn't like it at all. And without that Luke moment, I'd be bitching a lot more about it.
All the stormtroopers that are just stand-up dolls for them to get shot and they run in, dead. They can't shoot or hit anything. It's fucking ridiculous. You forgive all that and you're like, hey, Luke, I like Luke. It looks like Luke. It sounds it kind of looks like Luke. It sounds like
I am a Jedi.
Then you go fuck all that stuff. It doesn't matter. Luke's cool. I thought that scene was great, but I also have a lot of caution because I got that shit. Shit happened to me last time when I saw Luke and I was like, oh, Luke looks so majestic and awesome up on that cliff. It looks cool, and then throw lightsaber. I'm waiting for the throw lightsaber moment. Star Wars, we can sell that because people like it, and then we saw that those fumes ran out by the end of the trilogy, and nobody gave a fuck about it. Until they rebooted it with Mandalorian and then got the people that originally liked Star Wars back. And they're slowly trickling it back in and trying to go, okay, you guys like it, right? You guys like it?
It's fucking amazing how many times they can resurrect this thing and still get people back. The emotional connection people have with this, it's incredible. I mean, and I had that connection for fucking decades. And
TLJ saved it for me. It's too late.
Me too. I just can't. I can't. I mean, I was genuinely happy to see people experiencing joy collectively this year. I think that's a good thing. We don't ever want to shit on that.
I'm with you on that, but at the same time, seeing Luke in that episode, I fucking had TFA flashbacks. I really did. I was like, you're not going to get me this time. It's not going to work.
Exactly.
But it obviously worked. on a lot of people.
Oh, totally.
And be prepared to have the rug pulled out from under you if you dive in emotionally with Disney Star Wars. I think that's what a lot of us are trying to say. We don't want to be mean about it. We don't. We want you to enjoy this. And God, I hope I'm fucking wrong. I hope I'm dead fucking wrong that this thing just steers right away. And they just say the Disney trilogy doesn't count. And then we get some fucking rockin' Star Wars. Great. That's awesome. That's what I want.
People said before, clearly the heart's in the right place.
Yes.
They just need people now to strengthen up these scripts because holy shit.
Yeah.
John,
like seriously, pick an episode in season 2. There's just infinite problems. He's battling the de facto leader of what remains of the Empire, who's wielding a darksaber in order to provide a Force-sensitive Yoda-like creature to Luke Skywalker. Why did any of this happen? This all came together because of a stone that had the Force power calls Luke or whatever. How did he get there? It's like, oh, well, you see, Ahsoka Tano told him where that is. You're like, wow, how did he find her? Well, Bo-Katan told him where she is. You're like, wow, how did he get to Bo-Katan? It's like, a fish told him.
Yep.
What fish? Why a fish? And it's like, well, an ant told someone about the fish.
Well, and by the way, Boba Fett.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like you're I think you're dazzled by these things, and you're like, how did this even start? It's like, well, his engineer was having a card game with an ant.
Like, sounds like start of a joke. I think by the end of this, I think it'll be a Game of Thrones season 8, Last of Us 2, Last Jedi fucking meltdown by the end of this. By when we get there,
exactly. Game of Thrones, Star Wars. All these events of leading up to just complete shit have just completely jaded me to all of this franchise shit. I'll watch it from afar and go, oh, I like Luke. That looks kind of cool. I like a lightsaber. That's awesome. But I'm not going to invest in any of this fucking shit until at least, 8 years from now. 8 years from now, I'll consider it.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.